Claude just dropped a brand new upgrade that completely changes everything because now you can build out autonomous AI agents inside of Claude. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to build them out, how to connect them to more than 9,000 different apps and softwares, and what crazy use cases this unlocks. Okay, so that brand new upgrade to Claude is now you are actually able to build out and manage AI, autonomous agents, and automations from inside of Claude. And I know what you're thinking, Rob, I don't see it inside of Claude because it's not actually going to exist at Claude.ai. You're going to find it at platform.claude.com. And we can see right here that we have quick start, and you literally just describe the agent that you want to build, or you could browse through a bunch of different templates that they have here and go through and actually create these agents. It is literally as simple as this right here. So we can see right here that basically what this is allows you to build out custom agents for long-running tasks and asynchronous work. They have some pre-built agents. They have configurable agent harness that runs in a managed infrastructure. You can actually build these out yourself. In terms of how they work, it's pretty simple. First and foremost, you create an agent. You're going to define what model you want used, what system prompt, what tools, what MCP servers, and what skills. You create the agent once, then you reference it by ID across all of your different sessions. In addition to that, you then create an environment where you configure a cloud container with pre-installed packages like Python, Node, etc., network access rules, and mounted files. You're then able to actually launch a session, and from here you could reference your agent and environment configuration. In addition to that, you could go through and send events, for example, user messages, and Claude will autonomously execute all the tools and stream back and forth via SSE, and then event history is going to be persisted on server side, and you can also fetch it in full. In addition to that, you can steer it or interrupt it if you want to. So here's how this basically works. What we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're just going to set up one of these support agents really quickly. So I'm going to click on this right here and we can see exactly what this looks like. We're going to click on use template, and I'm going to walk you through doing this with one of their templates, but also I'm going to walk you through building your own. So we can see right here, next we need to configure the environment. So this went through, this actually created the agent. Now it's going through and it is actually going to create the environment right here that's going to define where this runs. So does this agent need to reach the open internet or specific services? I'm going to put limited. That's what they recommend that you use. Then we're going to go through and answer the rest of the questions that it has about this environment. Okay, so we can see now that this environment is actually ready, and what's cool about this is it's locked. It's only going to have access to Notion and to Slack so that the agent can't actually stray out of its intended scope. And that's what really makes these really powerful, is you're not going to have hallucinations or them doing anything crazy. So if we come over here and click on start session, we can now see that this is going to actually load this up, and this agent is going to actually go through. So we could see that we actually have to go through and set up what the Slack channel name is going to be. So I'm going to call this customer success right here. In terms of where my knowledge base lives, we're just going to tell it where that knowledge base lives, and then it's going to set that up and update the system prompt right here. And then with the dedicated knowledge base right here, this is going to go through and probably ask me a few more questions. So it needs to actually set up credentials where the vault is going to happen. So it's now going to prompt me through that, and then we're going to have access here. So I personally like to set all of this up inside of Zapier because I find it by far the easiest way to do things. In fact, if we open up a new window right here and we come over to Zapier MCP, this is literally how easy it is to set up Zapier's MCP with your Claude agents. You're literally just going to come over here. We're going to click on new right here. We could come over here and we could choose. So we could see that I'm already using this with my Claude MCP server, but you would just choose that. They then give you a little snippet of code that you are then going to pass along to either your agent, or when we come into Vault right here, you'll actually be able to give it access right here. And this makes it incredibly easy for you to be able to give your agents right here access literally to more than 8,000 different apps. I mean, you could get it to access anything that you could think of through all these different tools. For example, if you want to be able to hook this up to something like Stripe, you could do that. If you want to hook this up to YouTube, you would be able to do that. If you want to hook it up to Notion, you would be able to do that, because if we actually come over into Claude's platform right here, we could come into credentials right here. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to click on new vault. I'm just going to say test vault. We're going to click on create right here. And then we could come over here and actually add in credentials. We could see that Claude doesn't come with that many right out of the box. I mean, it comes with a good bit, but it's not going to be everything that you use. If you want to be able to hook it up to literally every app that you use that's connected to Zapier, you're going to want to set up the Zapier right here. And again, you literally just come over here. This walks you through exactly what to do, and you'll be set up with your Claude agents being able to access more than 9,000 different apps without you having to set things up every time. And the best part about Zapier MCP is that if you go to the pinned comment below, you can get started with it today for free. This tool is going to allow you to connect your Claude agents to more than 9,000 different apps and different softwares and integrations that you're using today. And quite frankly, this is going to make your agents way more powerful. So what are you waiting for? Go to the pinned comment below and get started with Zapier MCP today for free. Okay, so from here, we could see that this is going to be set up. I gave it access to Notion. I give it access to Slack. We could come over here and see what this actually looks like right here. We could see what model it's running with. We could see its description. We could see its system prompt. And if we come over to preview right here, we could actually test this out. So if I come over here and click on test run, we could see exactly how this is actually going to work. So we're going to see that our session is now live and we can send our first messages in the test run panel and watch the agent search through Notion and be able to respond right here. And we could see that we can now go through and we could ask it questions, and it is going to have agentic access to all those things that we wanted to create. Now, this isn't the only thing that I wanted to show you because I thought that this was kind of a basic example and not something that really shows off what you can do once you're actually creating these agents and hooking them up to thousands of your apps. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here and we're going to create another agent right here. So what I'm going to ask this to do is I'm going to say I want to create a YouTube script writer agent that is able to use the vidIQ MCP and write my scripts for me. It should be able to see what is working best on my channel via the vidIQ MCP, and then tell me what I can do. So what we are actually going to do is we're just going to put this prompt in here like this. We could see that this is now going through. This is configuring this. And again, we could change the model. We could create the system. We could change all of this if we wanted to. I'm going to click on create agent right here. Now this is going to go through and actually create this. Now in order to actually get it set up with our environment, we're going to have to give it access to the vidIQ MCP. Now, that's going to be incredibly easy. I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to add in these credentials. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to use custom, which is going to be all the way at the bottom. And then we can actually go through and get this set up. Now we can see that we just have to go through and actually authorize this. But once this is done, we'll be good to go. Okay, so we can see that this MCP is now going to be set up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back over here to our agent. It wants to see what environment. I'm going to have it actually create a new environment right here. And then it's going to go through and ask us where that actual MCP access is. I'm going to give it unrestricted access to the internet because obviously it's going to have to be able to access the internet. And we could see here that if we wanted to, we could change this system prompt. And if we wanted to have a knowledge base, we could actually give it to that. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to click on start session right here and we're going to get this all hooked up. Oh, and by the way, one other thing that you could actually do is you could just actually go through here and just give it the MCP if you wanted to, and it will actually go through and set this up on your own. I gave it to it, but now we're actually able to see that, hey, this actually is going to exist in one of our vaults. So I'm going to tell it exactly where it is. Okay, so now we can actually go through and we could actually see exactly how this works. So I typed in this prompt right here. I said, I'm creating content in this niche right here. Can you give me good content ideas and explain why they're actually good? And we could go through and actually see what the transcript is here, what we're going to see versus what the agent is going to see. We could also go through and actually debug everything so we could see everything that this is actually doing and going through and doing right here and what the agent is doing, which is pretty cool. And then we could actually see what the transcript is going to be right here. And we could see that the vidIQ actually went through and gave us some good results here. We could go through all events here between the user, the agent, the tool, the error, the system. So we could see where things are actually failing, which is pretty cool. And what this is actually going to allow us to do is debug this, test this before we ever set this thing live and actually integrate it in other places. Okay, so we could see all the actual responses here that the agent gave us. So sure, let me actually pull real data right here. And if we come over here, okay, let me dig deeper. And if we come over here, here's your full breakdown. And again, this used vidIQ in order to actually do this, which is pretty cool. So we have idea 1, we have the suggested titles, we have our next idea, we have the suggested titles. And this right here is pretty awesome. And guess what? We can now get through this to actually go through and create all of this. So not only does this tell us what different topics we should go after, tells us the monthly searches, gives us the competition score, gives us why there's a breakout signal right here. And again, this used vidIQ backed by real YouTube data. And guess what? We can now allow other people to be able to access this. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, please write the script for the video about first 1,000 subscribers. And then this will actually go through and we'll be able to see everything that it then does right here. And again, we could see all the different things that it does. The tools, anytime it ran into an error, anytime the user prompted it. And this allows us to actually build this out. If we want to change anything, we can come into the configuration and change it. Now, if at any point you actually want to be able to go through and improve any of the agents that you built, for example, that YouTube script writer that I just showed you, we could actually come over here and click into this. We could click right here and we could see that we could start a session with it, or we could go into guided edit right here. And this will actually allow us to improve the system prompt, or find skills and tools, or refine the personality, or ask anything else that we want. And then we'll be able to preview it here immediately by just coming into the environment in which it lives. Now, really the last question that I had about this whole thing, I just came in here and I actually asked it this. So how do I access the tool / integrate it now that it's live? And it goes through and it gives me exactly how we could go through and we could actually set this up, because this is now live and we could actually set this live right here. In addition to that, it also gives us some key things right here. So we can actually access it via the API, and we just go through and we're going to hard code this in to wherever we want our agent to live. And then we'll be able to integrate it anywhere that we want. And again, this is all going to be powered by Claude. We have all of our skills in the background, the system prompt in the background, the different integrations in the background that the user won't have any idea about. We can see right here that for these agents, there's no actual hosted UI for the end user out of the box. We'll have to build that ourselves. It could be a web app, it could be a Slack bot, it could be CLI, and it could be anything where the API is going to be running in the backend. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I would strongly suggest you check out this video right here that walks you through a brand new OpenClaw and Claude Code upgrade that you probably haven't seen yet. And the best part about it is it's free. If that sounds interesting, I'll see you over there.